It's the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Hey, Tuesdays is a great day to stop by Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. I know everyone thinks tacos on Tuesday, Brooklyn, but you guys have taco pizzas on special as well, plus some special drink prices on Mexican beers.
Yes, we have our $1 off Mexican imports, $2 off margaritas, $1 off when wearing a Papa's t-shirt.
How many Papa's Pub t-shirts do you have?
Quite a bit right now in stock.
Come on by and see us at 508 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, expecting to see clouds, showers, and a chance of thunderstorms. Our high temperatures today will be into the lower 80s. I think we'll see a better chance across the south as temperatures will reach the mid-80s. Clear to partly cloudy skies later tonight. Overnight low upper 60s. Sunshine returns Tuesday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Did you make a New Year's resolution to be nicer to Ty?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. ESPN 95.3. KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light
Thanks for watching us here on
Arkansas football begins in 75 days.
Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect you. Well, ask me if I'm all right. Why can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my heart, dog? Let's go, man.
The angles were so bad, we showed them at halftime.
But they were one racerback.
Like, what in the world were we thinking?
It's vintage Matt Jones.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
All right. Happy Monday, everybody. What a good day for sport today here, halftime. Be a little different show today, but it's game day, so we'll all be good. We got Christian Johnston on the board, as always. And then we got Ty Richardson today. Ty, what's up, buddy?
Matt, what's going on, man? You mentioned it's a great day for sports. I know you were probably locked into the U.S. Open this weekend. Razorbacks on the brink of elimination. I'm going to guess there was a big-time soccer game or two, so you probably were consumed with all things sports this weekend, weren't you?
We got, man, it is. I love some sports. There's no doubt about that. We get a Game 5 NBA Finals tonight, so that's going to be awesome. We'll see. So I watched the game, Ty. I know that's probably what everybody wants to talk about today, so let's talk a little baseball to start the show. And what happened? Just kind of give me a recap, what you saw, what happened, where do we go from here?
Well, I mean, Tommy kind of kept nailing this point. He's right. It was a combination. Arkansas just couldn't hit Cade Anderson. He had his stuff cooking. You got him a little bit in Baton Rouge. Razorbacks still lost the game, unfortunately, when you played that game 1. But really minimal success against him. Only managed 4 hits, a few walks, I guess it was, and he just had it. This is a first. Matt, I know you played some really talented guys in SEC football and basketball. And remember, you told me the first guy you had to guard was like Tayshaun Prince, which was funny.
I had no chance.
Yeah, and every once in a while, as much as highly regarded as we think Razorback baseball is, which they are, you play someone better. And Anderson played better than the majority of your team on Saturday night. Then they brought in a couple guys, and Shores and Evans, that had some stuff too. And Arkansas baseball, the hitters just for whatever reason couldn't figure LSU out, unfortunately. And now we're sitting here on the brink of elimination, and I don't think me, Phil, or anyone else wants to go home after today.
Yeah, no, watching that game and watching him throw that stuff, you're right. They're on scholarship too. You have to remember that. You have to remember he has a little pride. He's a competitor. We always remember, okay, what happened the last time I played this team? All right, I better go out and do. And he did. He stood up and pitched a heck of a game. And then we were kind of due for a clunker, and we had one. But so this is the reason we have a lot of depth. So we win today. We'll play the loser of UCLA, LSU, and then you're going to have to beat one of those teams twice, right? So we'll play 4 games in a row?
Yeah, 4 games in a row. Matt, I don't know if you remember 4 days in October at the Red Sox and Yankees, but kind of a similar type of feat has to be accomplished where the Razorbacks are doing 4 days in June and just kind of calling it. You got to get by Murray State, like you said today, UCLA or LSU tomorrow, and then beat the winner of that game twice, whoever comes out of it later on tonight. So Arkansas has a pretty tall task ahead of them. Dave Van Horn was hammering in practice yesterday, 1 game at a time, and hopefully they have that mentality when it comes to this matchup later on.
I saw this stat, Ty. 22 of the last 25 College World Series champions won the first game. So it's not impossible. Three out of the last 25 champions lost. That's a better percentage than I thought it would be. So that has to give you a little hope that it can be done.
Yeah, there is hope, and being that one of those teams is Oregon State, the team you lost to 7 years ago, is like, well, maybe there'll be some sort of reconciliation if this team was to go on a run. We preached over and over again about the bullpen, and Phil could detail it better than I could, and he kind of did on the Morning Rush about 30 minutes ago. And, I mean, you've got guys, Bybee, Carter, Mack. You're going to see Gage Wood start today. You're going to see Zach Root again. You're hoping to see Gabe Gackle gets an opportunity to pitch again, depending on how this thing plays out. This is where legacies are made. Here, when you're down, when the backs are against the wall, you have an opportunity to do something that's ever been done in Razorback baseball history before and seldom done in college baseball history. They seemed very at ease yesterday at practice, which I think is a good sign. I mean, I can't tell you a lot from that's, I think, the first practice I've been to this year, but you're just hoping that the bats get going a little bit and they get off to an early run so Gage Wood can be more at ease on the mound today.
And I would think, Ty, I mean, you've been, and hopefully you've gleaned some stuff from Phil Elson today, but I would think that Murray State, Arkansas, and I like to do this whenever I watch teams play, how many of those guys would start on this Razorback team? Does Murray State have anybody that we're scared of? What do they do well? Do they have 1 or 2 guys that would start on this Razorback team, or are we better pretty much everywhere? So it's really just let's go out there, don't press, let's let cream rise to the top, let's just be talented and play, because you're right. There's nothing to lose. When it's you lose, you go home. So why be tight about it? Let's go out there, have fun, and let your talent speak for itself.
Yeah, and I think to that point, Matt, I know you pointed out the Houston Nutt Murray State connection, which is kind of cool for Razorback fans. You've also got a Batesville connection with Cunningham and Gage Wood matching up against each other, which I think is going to be pretty fun. But yeah, I mean, you feel like as an Arkansas baseball fan listening to us on halftime that you should win this game today. Now, you won this series last year in Fayetteville. I think Phil mentioned that you struck out 50 of 100 batters that you faced last season. So there's encouraging parts. 4 guys remained from that squad last year. So, but this team's in Omaha for a reason. Like, no team flukes its way to Omaha.
Right, they're all good.
Yeah, they're all good. So regardless of the name, brand, and recognition, which LSU is the biggest name brand, you're up there near the top of the list. Murray State's is at the bottom. It doesn't matter, because if you treat them as such, then you're going to go home later on today. But I think Dave Van Horn has really been preaching and hammering his guys. And there's also, again, the idea of, like, you don't want this to be your last game together. It very well could. Things could go wrong, and we could be headed back to Fayetteville. But I tend to think that Arkansas still wants to play some baseball, and they're gonna keep it rolling starting here in about 2 hours from now.
Yeah, so who do we have starting today, Ty? And then when would, I know you brought up Zach Root, and I know he wants to get back out there and redeem himself. I get that. would Zach Root be available? Probably not today, probably not tomorrow. When would be the next time he would be available?
It sounds like tomorrow, based on what DVH was saying, Matt, which hopefully that'll be something that we'll actually get to see as Dave Van Horn, or excuse me, as Zach Root play, because I know the last thing that he wants to end his Razorback career this season was to play the way he did in that second inning against the LSU Tigers. Again, he's been awesome for you. First team All-SEC pitcher. Other postseason starts have been good outside the one in Hoover. So yeah, I think you'll see him the earliest tomorrow. I think it all depends on the situation and where Arkansas is. Are they up? They down? Where do you need him? Can you hold him out till a Wednesday if you win today and win tomorrow? I know this staff isn't looking past that, but there's various things that need to happen, and hopefully Arkansas just wins handily today. Kind of the same comfort level with the exception of that Game 1 win over Tennessee. You really didn't face much opposition in the postseason prior to Saturday night, so hopefully this is a game that they can wrap up early and you feel like you have a lot of different options heading into tomorrow.
And, success is contagious. It just takes one person. We have a good inning like that second inning LSU had. We score 3 in the first or second inning. It kind of gets contagious. The snowball effect could roll. So we'll be kind of leaning on that. And all you got to do is get a little if somebody will do something good. I used to say if Fred Talley breaks a run for 25 yards, we can score. If our defense does one thing good, okay, then we all kind of feed on that, and it is contagious. Yeah. So I think we'll be, and then also, Ty, it's like you think about this basketball team last year, had a guy get hurt, okay, now we're a 7-man rotation, and everybody kind of hyper-focuses a little bit, and I think that's what this team would do is, hey, this is it. Nobody's coming to save you. It's just these guys in this locker room. Focus up, go out there and make, because we all know our role, just like when the basketball team only had 7 guys, everybody knew what their role was. I think this baseball team would kind of be a similar situation.
Matt, you mentioned Fred there. I remember how tough it was to score on any Nick Saban coach defense in that game in 2002, which people forget. Fred had that long run to kind of get y'all charged up and going a little bit, and then y'all broke it open in the second half with some big touchdowns.
Tony Bua, big fourth down tackle. Yep.
Yeah. So that one play, and Arkansas unfortunately just never got it on Saturday. And I think back to, Aloy gets on base with the single, also gets on base with the walk, and that was encouraging to me because he hadn't necessarily hit as good as he has for the majority of the season. So he got some positive reinforcement, but they hit into 2 double plays after he gets on base. Charles Davalon gets a single in the 9th inning to start things off, and then he isn't able to no one's able to bring him home. So there were some plays that happened Saturday night, which you would love to have back. And that reinforcement that you're talking about, hopefully you see it over and over again, and this team can get winning back under their belt here this afternoon and maybe push them to a win tomorrow as well.
Well, is the text line open, Ty, or is it just the phone?
Text line's good to go.
Text us at Lewis Automotive Group hotline at 877-377-6963. Phones are down, but we will read your text. Got any questions? Got any thoughts on the baseball game? And then also NBA Finals tonight. U.S. Open was over the weekend. Spawn bogeyed 5 of the first 6 holes, shot 3 under on the back. You shoot 3 under on any side at the U.S. Open. You're amazing. And then a big one, Ty, let me get your thoughts real quick, and then we'll go to break. But Oklahoma City, Indiana, it's 2-2. Now it's a 3-game series. You think Oklahoma City, now they're at home, did they kind of take control back? I mean, this real pivotal game.
Yeah, I'm pretty nervous, not only for this game this afternoon, but this game tonight. Oklahoma City has lost one of these games at home already. Indiana's been an awesome road team all postseason. Halliburton and Mathurin and the rest of the guys. I mean, Pascal, you got so much you have to deal with if you're Oklahoma City. So I want to say that OKC pulls it out tonight and that they move into Game 6, because if you lose tonight's game, Matt Jones, and you head back to Indianapolis, Indiana for Game 6, I can't see the Thunder winning the NBA Finals. I think the Pacers would close it in 6 at home with the opportunity there.
Ooh, I do. I think the Pacers have the better coach. I think Oklahoma City has the better superstar. I think Pascal Siakam is underrated. He's a guy that would start for Oklahoma City. Tyrese Halliburton would start for Oklahoma. You start doing that, he would be the best point guard, and Pascal would be their power forward. So Indiana has some nice pieces, and you get the better of the two coaches. So gonna be very interested in that. And Ty, I know we were talking a little golf. Have you got to golf while you're on your trip? Did you see any of the U.S. Open?
Matt, so I watched the U.S. Open, and I had an opportunity to play the Field Club of Omaha on Friday. Matt Jones, you're a much better golfer than myself, but you would be shaking and quaking with the rough that we had to deal with. I mean, it was like Oakmont. You hit it down.
Penal.
You couldn't find your ball. I mean, I had probably to take 2 or 3 drops, which was frustrating. And it was very deep. I mean, you felt like you hit a great shot and the ball would go 10 yards. So there's some really, really nice golf. I guess something about the grass here in Nebraska that's pretty cool, and in Iowa. So a lot of things going on around here. There's a lot of Razorback fans, Matt, that have piled in and are ready for this game. I think you'll see a lot of these fans here at Charles Schwab Field in about an hour 45 or so.
All right. Well, it's going to be a little different version of halftime today. No guests, just us, Ty Richardson, Christian Johnston. And if you want to get in on the text line, please do 877-377-6963. We'll get to the questions and any comments you got there. And we're going to go pay some bills, and we'll be right back.
Omaha for the Razorbacks in 2025. Do you believe?
Our exclusive coverage at the 2025 College World Series in Omaha is brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions, USA Fire Whistle. Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Sandy White Perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got trophies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner. This crispy chicken is from a taco place.
This crispy chicken is from a taco place? Hey, this crispy chicken's from Taco Bell? The taco place? This chicken is so perfectly crispy with tortilla chip coating. It's from a taco place. What? It comes in a burrito, too?
From your taco place, it's also a chicken place that's also a taco place.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Roback's got the gear for your perfect summer days.
Coast summers living on the run. Now the beachfront nights, fireflies and thunderstorms. Won't you kiss me, darling? Tell me that you're gonna stay. Yeah. Give me those East Coast summers, Maryland to Maine. Now the seaside.
Shop polos, hoodies, Q-zips, and much more in the American Summer Collection at Roback.com.
Roback made finding the perfect pair of pants or shorts much easier. They're a clean fit with comfortable premium fabric. They look great on and off the golf course. So shop at Roback.com for the Delta pants and
Get
shorts.
20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for all your sports betting action. With baseball season in full swing, BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, scores, and even live in-game betting while the games are being played. We keep the dog days of summer rolling with the largest selection of odds on everything. With updated odds on the MLB, UFC, and boxing to tennis and NFL futures, BetOnline remains the best online source for all your sports wagering information. In between games, head over to the BetOnline Casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino. BetOnline. The game starts here.
Whole new level at Blue Point Seafood and Steak Restaurant. You'll find the finest cuts of steak and the freshest seafood in an amazing atmosphere. Blue Point Seafood and Steak Restaurant is at Chaffee Crossing, across from the Arkansas Colleges of Health Education on Chad Colley Drive. When your night deserves the best, call 597-4081 for reservations or book online at Toast. Blue Point Seafood and Steak Restaurant, your destination for not only great food, but an amazing experience.
This is it. It's for you to go wild. You hit it. Cause you do the burning fire. You got the holes of what you blowing. You can burn it. You feel the killing, baby. Know it. Ooh. Creep. Get on down. Creep. You will cop. Creep. Don't you stop. Creep. So yes.
Find Halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
All right. Cream by Prince. That's what the Hogs are going to be trying to do. Cream rise to the top here for the next 4 games. Starts with one at a time, 1 inning at a time. Don't get ahead of yourself. Ty Richardson with us, Christian Johnston running the board. Great song comeback right there. And so how you feeling, Ty? How are you feeling about the matchup today and then going forward?
I think it's a combination of nervousness and also just kind of an expectation for them to advance. Maybe I shouldn't have that, but you kind of alluded to earlier, top to bottom, Arkansas is more talented pitching, hitting, fielding than this baseball team. Now, they're not here by a fluke. I mean, you don't make it to Omaha by that. So if Arkansas plays their game, hits the ball better than they did Saturday night, and albeit against one of the best pitchers in baseball, and then Cade Anderson, I think they'll advance. Ask me tomorrow how you feel about a matchup against UCLA or LSU. I just kind of hope, Matt. I know we shouldn't look ahead, but I'm hoping that the Bruins take down the Tigers today, so you can maybe knock LSU just out once and send them home packing. Again, the goal is to win today, but if I'm looking ahead a little bit, I'm hoping
you
Bruins
you wouldn't have to face Anderson again. That's for sure. And if I remember what Phil was saying was LSU was top heavy. That they have 2 aces, 2 guys that can go. And so if you got them tomorrow, that would be advantage Hogs. I do want to mention some baseball news though. Shohei Ohtani, he's going to return to the mound on Monday. So,
how about that?
Yeah, man, I was what's your thoughts on that? Because Phil and I have discussed a little bit of this, Ty, and it's so stressful. It's so hard to be a big leaguer, and then you're having somebody do both positions. We kind of got in it with Travis Hunter a little bit too. That's a contact sport, but how long can you really sustain playing both positions at a high level instead of kind of focus? And you don't tell kids that they can't play, and he's obviously dominant. But is there going to be another thing where he can't play? I mean, what are your thoughts on him coming back to the mound?
Well, I'll point to something you always talk about, like the two-way sports. Your old coach Houston Nutt loved guys that could play basketball or run track in addition to being great football players. And I know that's maybe an apples to orange argument, but if you're the Los Angeles Dodgers organization and Shohei wants to do both and give it, you just don't see this is a once in a lifetime player, right? This isn't you're just getting a great pitcher or a great hitter. It's like, hey, you should try pitching or hitting too. Like, this guy's been doing this for a while now. I get the aspect of, like, there's such a singular focus on what these players have to accomplish on a weekly and even daily basis sometimes. But I just think he's on a different level, Matt. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I think he's in a class of his own where you don't necessarily have the same rules for Shohei as you do anyone else. What do you think?
And then, well, I love his talents. I don't know that I would use him as a starter. Maybe use him as a reliever. But I'd want him. I'd want his bat in the lineup every day. And if he gets hurt, I mean, the Dodgers have so much talent. But yeah, so
much money.
Yeah, you let him play. Another guy that kind of rubbed some people the wrong way a few months ago. Rafael Devers. Now, we cannot deny his talent and his ability. He's a stud, absolute stud. They asked him to play first base, and he said no. Red Sox found a way to trade him. They traded him to the Giants. So I wonder how that works out. And now that you go, I guess there is a DL in the DH in the National League, but that's probably what he'll just do is just. And the Red Sox sweep the Yankees, Rafael Devers home runs, and then they're like catch a plane to the West Coast.
It's such a different thought process from what he did to what Cam Koziel did for Arkansas. Dave Van Horn, when they had an injury to Nolan Souza, and Cam needed to play first base for a little bit, he said, "Where's first base glove?" Went to Dave's office and grabbed it. And I realized that the college ranks to the professional ranks are a little different.
I think 98% of the people are like that, though. I think Devers is because it's a team sport. It was like when I got over to basketball with Nolan. It was like, well, this is what you can play. They didn't run a single play for me on offense, but I just wanted to get out there and help the team win whatever way I could.
Yeah, I think it's for a fan base, and the Red Sox have a lot of tradition, a lot of pride. I know we've been going on the idea of having like a Boston type moment like they did in the ALCS in 2004 where you win 4 straight games, but you lose a fan base really quickly when you refuse to contribute towards winning. And then for Arkansas fans and Cam Koziel, like when they hear stuff like that, they're like, man, we already liked you, now we like you even more. So I like you said, 98, 99% of the guys are willing to do stuff for the team. You have the occasional 1 or 2% that are about themselves, and they're good enough where people keep paying them and people keep dealing with them from time to time.
Did you see – okay, so do you know Desmond Bain? Do you like his game at all? Did you see this trade that went down? I believe they're trading 4 first-round picks for Is Desmond Bain that good?
No, I mean, I know that Memphis fans are sad to see him go because they really like him, but I don't think he's if that's correct. I've seen it on the ticker a little bit this morning. I hadn't necessarily gotten into it. I don't know if he's worth that amount of stock, Matt Jones. I mean, there's a lot of talented players that you can get with first 4 round picks, and I don't know if Bain is worth that amount of money, to be honest.
Maybe they're making a move. They got 4 first rounders, and maybe you go out and
who they traded to, by the way, Matt. I haven't seen it.
It looks like to the Magic.
Okay.
The price Orlando ultimately paid was steep, so it'd be. He's a 3-point shooter. It'd have been cool if they would have traded Anthony Black to Memphis, so he would have been. He'd have been
close to home, baby,
to go play. But yeah, I just know there's a lot going on in the world of sports. I know everybody's focused on the baseball Hogs in Omaha right now. We had a texter text in. From the 479 Ty, he said the baseball Hogs looked out of position on defense and their bats were very slow. And I think that's something you brought up was the pitching was just really good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. So, Matt, if you had to pinpoint a football player that you went up against, I know Pollock was young when you played him in the SEC championship.
He's a stud.
But he's still a stud. Like you went up against some ferocious defenders in the Southeastern Conference. Maybe a little Takeo Spike. I mean, I could probably name 10 guys. But every once in a while, you just go up against a guy that has a better night against you or a better day against you. And that's what Arkansas did. Now, again, that's not what you want to hear. You came in as the betting favorite. You came in finally thinking you were going to beat LSU in postseason, and it didn't happen on Saturday night. There's still an opportunity. I think I got a little irritated with the idea that this season's over. It's like, no, they can still get LSU back. I mean, who knows what could happen tonight? Like, Omaha is a weird place. I know LSU has dominated here from time to time, but they can lose to UCLA tonight, and they're playing you tomorrow at 6 o'clock, and the loser's going home. And if you're Arkansas, you like that chance. You like that opportunity. So the good thing is you brought up, you're probably not going to have to play. You definitely won't have to play Cade Anderson as a starter again. You're probably not even going to have to see him again the rest of postseason unless it really got down to it. So that's, if you want to find some, you can always find positives and negatives. You can always find negatives and positives when it comes to postseason baseball.
Unit, what are your thoughts, man? Did you watch the game? Are you going to watch the game this afternoon?
It was. I mean, that first inning was beautiful. Root comes out, pitches great. I'm like, this is going to be what we all kind of expected, a pitcher's duel. Mm-hmm. And, he runs into trouble early. And I think going into the game, you knew runs would be
premium.
Yeah. Well, they'd be limited, I guess is a good word to put. But once you get down 3-0, it kind of feels like the task is that much harder. Because not only do you have to score runs off Anderson, your pitching has to be exceptional, and it was. You got to give credit to Gabe Gackle, keeping it within reach. But the offense, I think, maybe tried to do a little too much early, and it kind of got them out of their approach a little bit. And Anderson was just dealing, man. I mean, Arkansas was hitting the ball. They hit it hard a couple times, but it was a lot of weak contact and I knew going in if he was on, it would be a tall task for Arkansas, and it was, man. Just happened that way.
You made a great point. So there were a couple times, and I don't remember the total number during that game where Arkansas did make contact on the ball, but it came off at like 30 or 40 miles per hour. That's not going to net you a hit, right? And that hasn't happened. I mean, how many times have we mentioned 100 miles, 90 miles off the bat for Razorback hitters this season? But not only did Cade Anderson strike out. And his strikeout numbers, he only got, 7? So it's not like he got 14 or anything crazy. But a lot of times he either barreled up hitters or they didn't make clean contact. And that's why he went 7 innings and he only gave up that 1 run to Reese Robinette and 3 hits. And I was happy for Reese, who I know has been inserted to the starting lineup for a while. Has been a great defensive first baseman. Hasn't hit the balls as good as he wanted to, but it's good to see him go yard. And then you had a couple plays like LSU had a couple bobbles in the infield where it's like, okay, maybe you catch a break, maybe there's an error, and they were able to still get it to first. Or Justin Thomas has great contact on a ball with might have been the 8th inning, I think it was, and that ends up flying more of a fly out to center. So just wasn't your night Saturday, and hopefully they bounce back here in about an hour and a half, guys.
Let's go baseball. I'm feeling it. I like your enthusiasm, Ty. If you want to get in with us, guys, y'all can text us 877-377-6963, Lewis Automotive Group hotline, and we'll be back right after this.
You trying to say Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball?
This is halftime.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen, because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid, and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Transform your yard work game with Ego, the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Experts and nearly 200,000 homeowners rave about Ego's performance. Gas power without the noise, fuss, or fumes. Their patented 56-volt arc lithium battery delivers top-notch torque and fits all 90-plus Ego tools. Power through yard work and tailgates with the same battery. Plus, enjoy Ego innovations like the first fold-flat lawnmower and weatherproof equipment. Discover more at egopowerplus.com.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
It's Brad and Stephanie here, owners at Mosquito Joe. Stephanie, lots of people ask us how we ever got involved in Mosquito Joe. Tell them what you told me years ago when we first started.
I said if you figured out a way to keep the mosquitoes out of our yard without coating ourselves and kids with bug spray, then sign me up. And if this works, we have to share this with our friends and neighbors.
To this day, that's the mission of Mosquito Joe. It's our passion to make outside fun again for all Arkansans. Whatever's bugging you outside, we've got the solution.
Visit arkansas.mosquitojoe.com.
Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Whether you're opening your first checking account, purchasing your first home, saving for your first big vacation, or opening a new business, First Star Bank offers hometown service with the latest in digital banking technology. Our local team makes banking fast, convenient, and easy. From simple everyday banking to helping you fulfill your dreams, our team is here to guide you every step of the way. First Star Bank. We'll be there through all your firsts. Learn more at firststar.bank or stop by one of our local branches today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At Wave Rural Connect, our mission's simple: improve the quality of life in our communities. We've expanded to several non-member areas to help new communities. If you live in areas near Altus, Branch, Coxville, Mountainburg, Murray, Spur, or Ozark, Wave Rural Connect may be available to you right now. Check availability online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Wave Rural Connect will continue opening new areas throughout 2025.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
When Second's making a play, Short's got it covered.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle. Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage.
It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself. 1, 2, 3.
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Call Wade Gilkey or Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Ain't got nothing to say in the morning. I'm tired, but it's tired of walking myself. It made it. You're just a little, you're so fire. It's so fire. It's so tired.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Well, we don't talk about 4 in a row. We talk about trying to win tomorrow and win that inning, like I just mentioned. So, you know, these guys know. It's like when you're struggling on the weekend, maybe you're down 0-2 on the weekend. You got to find a way to win on Sunday or game 3 to survive that weekend and move to the next. We've got to play really well, and we've got to come through with some big pitches and some big swings.
All right, I love some sound. DVH, I love the song coming back. Can't start a fire without a spark. I need both of you guys. Ty, we'll start with you, then Christian, you next. Who is going to be that spark? Who do you think is going to help start that fire today? Who's really going to get going?
I think Ryder Helfrich is the guy that I'm going to hone in on. He went 0 for 40 yesterday. Ryder's had a big Razorback. You could argue he's had his most improved season from last year to this year. He's been a fantastic catcher for you. Didn't really have any defensive issues in the infield, catcher-wise, outfield yesterday. But, yeah, I think Ryder, you could see him have a productive outing against Murray State later on at 1 o'clock, Matt Jones.
Let's do it, Ty Ridge. All right, Christian Johnson, tell me somebody that you got going that you just like, this guy's going to step up today and we're all going to follow.
I think Cam Kozel is going to be locked in today. I know he didn't have the greatest game against LSU. He did get a hit. But the theme in that game against LSU is you'd get the leadoff guy on, and you couldn't mount anything after that. So
Yep.
I think Cam Kozel's locked in, and he's going to do what he's done a lot in this postseason and kind of lead the charge today and rack up some hits. And I think that'll kind of calm the rest of the team down, and he's gonna get everybody going.
We got Dr. Charlie from River Valley Smile Center texted in. He said Davalon is going to be the guy that's going to get it going. I'm going to go with the most obvious, our All-American, our best player in the best player in the planet right now in college baseball, Vahiva Aloy. That's the guy. I mean, he's the best player for a reason. He starts doing well. The whole team is start doing well. I'm going to go Aloy.
Yeah, and Dr. Liggett's sitting in front of me right now, Matt. And one of the things, like the positive thing about yesterday is Vahiva he gets on base twice. He gets that walk. He gets that hit. I know he struck out at the tail end of that game, but I was encouraged by that. In postseason, he hasn't had a ton of getting on base twice during the course of a game or multi-hit games. And postseason, you go up against better pitchers, and not that he had in the SEC, but for me, if I'm an Arkansas fan, which I am, I was hoping that that he can catapult his performance into today and beyond that, because in this time of year, it's not as much like this. It's not a man. I know you love college basketball, Big C, you do too. Like, you're not going to have like a Kimball Walker type of kid where one guy single-handedly takes a team to a championship. That baseball's more of a team sport than at times basketball can be. But you do need your best player. You need your All-American, your Golden Spikes Award finalist. I want Vahiva to be playing in Game 1 when he's presented the trophy come this Saturday. I don't want him to have to fly back from Fayetteville to Omaha to the possibility. You want him to be here. And he and everyone else, again, Arkansas's depth is being called into question more than it has been all season, because if you lose your home, and not just the pitching, but we've talked about how up and down, how wide open the hitting is when it comes to just being as prolific as it's been this season. So this is the time to prove it here at Charles Schwab Field at Omaha.
We're getting some votes. If you guys want to vote, tell us who you think's going to step up. Hog Wild Van Buren has Logan Maxwell, a guy that's going to step up, have a big game. Jordan from Green Forest has Kalul Aloy, if I'm saying his name right. He just says little brother, so I think we know who that is. Rawson Paris has Iredell, thinks that he's going to step up, be big today. JT and Laurel, he's got the little brother as well. Yeah, what's up with how has the DH been? How has Aloy? Is there any smoke about maybe he won't be the DH today, or are we pretty solid that Aloy's our DH?
So Dave Van Horn talked about, I can't remember if it was prior to the regional or super regional, but the possibility of inserting a guy or two that he hadn't seen in a while. Cahillo struggled a little bit. I know he got his first RBI. I think it was in the super regional against Tennessee in the postseason. And this is the guy, and I get it mixed up. I think Davalon's leading. Davalon's the one that's leading not just Arkansas but the SEC in hits, and Cahillo, unless something changed, I think still leading the team in RBIs. So he's brought in a lot of guys home this season, and you're hoping that he can get back on track. But, I mean, Matt, to me, anything's on the table. You're playing for your life right now, whether it's a pitcher, a hitter. I think Dave Van Horn is going to take every possibility to the table, not just for today's game, but if they make it beyond that. So, yeah, you could see someone else in the DH role or pinch hitter because I just don't think that Dave is ruling anything out.
I like it. I like it.
Man, I think Reese Robinette, I don't think we're done seeing him perform well. I think he's gonna have a good game today. And I think when you see the bats start to wake up a little bit today, it's going to give them some confidence and energy going forward, even if they have to play UCLA or LSU, no matter who they have to play.
It does start with one unit. You're exactly right.
Yeah.
This is the most important game of the season. And that's not like you're going out on a limb and saying something that's not. I mean, this is the most important game. Each bat, each inning is the most important. Because if you get one, it just takes one. You get one win, man. There's nothing to say this Hog team can't win 4 in a row.
And it's not like, I mean, all these teams are good, don't get me wrong, but you're not winning, you're not trying to win 4 in a row in the SEC. You're beating Murray, you can beat Murray State, you can beat UCLA, and you can definitely beat LSU once. And
you're going to get UCLA's third best pitcher.
Yeah.
You're not playing their ace.
Yeah, so I think, these next two will be not to say they're going to be easy, but the easiest of the wins if you can get them. I know everybody's playing for their lives, everybody's playing hard right now. It's an elimination games from this point forward, but you got to take it one game at a time. And I think these next 2 games, if you're able to play well, I think it shapes up well for Arkansas.
We got a couple votes here, Ty, for Justin Thomas, not the golfer, our 9-hole hitter, saying that if he gets it going, he thinks that'll get going. So I can see that. A lot of pressure for a 9-hitter. I want Justin Thomas to be a ball hawk in the outfield. If he gets a base hit, it's a bonus. I do like him. I do like his game. And then Calvin and Mina ask you, Ty, do you go back to Zach Root tomorrow? Even though, he thinks the Hogs win 12-3 today. I still think you give Zach Root another day because if you pitch him tomorrow, then that's it. So let's make sure and let's show some of that pitching depth we have. I wouldn't pitch him tomorrow. I'm not saying everybody's not available, but what do you think?
This is going to sound, it might sound dumb on my part, but it might have to do with the opponent. Like if LSU wins tonight, and you're taking on UCLA, if you beat Murray State tomorrow, not that you should overlook UCLA, who I think also nearly has 50 wins on the season. Now, DV8 said yesterday while we were at practice that he could be ready then the next day or so. I think I'm using exactly what he said correctly. I'm not even paraphrasing. So, if
you
I'm
start Bottle Shees even, if you get,
you're just saying you don't want to start him against LSU again because they just saw him. Yeah,
I would be more apt to play him against LSU than I would be UCLA, man. And that might sound dumb. That might sound dumb, but I think if you can get by today's game, and I like where Christian's head at. You start Bottle Shees. You could start Jimenez. I think you try your best to save Zach Root. And if you're in a situation where it's close or you feel like you need him, you can spend him. But you also, like you said, if you do that,
he's done. He's done until next week.
It's worrisome for this, and you can't look past, I guess.
No, you got to win. You got to win. Yeah, that's it.
Again, this is the same conversations we're having right now. I guarantee you that they're having at Charles Schwab Field and have been here the last day or so following Arkansas's 4-1 loss to LSU on Saturday night. There's so many different outcomes and scenarios that could take place over the next few days, and you're just hoping Gage can give you his best as an Arkansas Razorback, and then you go from there after that.
Man, we got the text line is lighting up. We got RJ from Van Buren. Root will have some motivation if he gets back in there. Seth and Rogers says, let's start Mac.
We got McIntyre too.
Let's start him and then put Diggs in there somewhere. Get Diggs a bat or two. So we'll see. He's got the little brother going 3 for 3 today. 10-run rule. I don't think they do the 10-run rule out there, Alan, but I would be fine with a 10-run lead.
You're right, man. No run rule in postseason.
Let's go to a break. I think we're up against it, and we'll come back and finish this up.
This is halftime.
The Solid Rock has been locally owned for over 46 years. When was the last time you were there? So much more than a bookstore. They have Christian t-shirts, church supplies, Bible studies, devotionals, home decor, gifts, and of course, a large selection of Bibles. And Bibles are engraved free of charge while you wait. Now, you can get custom laser engraving on select gift items and some Bibles. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th, The Solid Rock is your source for faith-based books, music, clothing, and more. The Solid Rock, 452-4844.
At Mosquito Joe, our passion is making outside fun again. One of the most popular ways of achieving that goal is with a mosquito misting system. Mosquito Joe misting systems can be installed discreetly around your backyard, patio, boat dock, anywhere you're getting bugged.
The really cool thing about Mosquito Joe misting systems is that they mist automatically every day when mosquitoes are most active. And, if I want to, I can operate the system on my phone with a super easy-to-use app.
Mosquito misting systems. Just one more way Mosquito Joe makes outside fun again.
Visit arkansas.mosquitojoe.com.
For decades, the Rebel Crawfish has been a tackle box staple. But now, get ready for the next generation. Introducing the all-new Rebel Matte series of Rebel Crawfish. 4 all-new ultra matte colors that eliminate glare and enhance realism, mimicking a natural crawfish like never before. The same iconic shape and swimming action, but now with a stunning matte finish. Upgrade to the all-new matte series of Rebel Crawfish today at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Dick's Sporting Goods, and local tackle shops everywhere. Rebel. Catch fish anywhere.
Do you need closure on your garage? Call Grit Garage Doors. Whether it's a new door, a squeaky closing sound, a broken spring, or just off track, Grit is who you can trust. With an unheard of 15-year spring warranty option, Grit is the team you can trust. Call Grit. There's no door Grit can't close. Local team, local service with honesty and integrity. Call Grit Garage Doors. 479-430-3667. That's 479-430-DOOR.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Jim. They have several locations in the Arkansas area, but I specifically want to talk to you about Jim Mart number 10. Great deli. My goodness. Great lunch, great dinner. But have you had the breakfast yet? It's the best in town. And they have that convenient drive-through window. So when you're heading north or south on 540, take exit number 6 for Jim Mart number 10. 6201 Grand Avenue in Fort Smith. Jim, the leading gas station and convenience store in the area.
Bred for the mud. Kawasaki Teryx KRX 1000 and Teryx KRX 41000 lifted edition side-by-sides come factory equipped to dominate wet and muddy conditions with ITP crypted mud tires, elevated dual snorkel air intakes, and Fox 2.5 LSC piggyback shocks. This edition is purpose-built for more mud-slinging good times. Now, weather doesn't stop the adventure. It inspires it.
Wheeler Power Sports in downtown Fort Smith, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Hey everyone, Josh Earnhardt here at AAA Business Systems in Northwest Arkansas. Do you like doing business with local companies? Did you know that AAA Business Systems is one of only a few truly local office technology providers in Northwest Arkansas? Ask your current technology provider where their corporate office is, and let's keep your money in Northwest Arkansas. Buy local, support local. Call us today at 479-442-4185, and remember, anything else is just a copy.
Many leather-bound books. My apartment smells of rich mahogany.
Do you want to impress your wife? Then listen up. This is Sarah Ligon, owner of Lux House in Heritage Village. Lux House has everything: furniture, decor, candles, and all things home. I have a full line of custom designed furniture made right here in the USA. Check us out online at luxhouse.live or follow us on Facebook and Instagram. 479-357-0249. Lux House at Heritage Village, Barling. Here to help you stay out of the doghouse for years to come.
I want you in the worst way.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
All right, let's do it. Let's burn the damn thing down. Let's do it. I like all four of
Yes,
these
sir,
songs
Matt
we
Jones.
played today, unit. I'm ready to go. Ty, I'm headed to sit my butt on the couch and watch this game and cheer for the Hogs. I know you'll be there.
Yep.
Let me get a prediction from you, both you guys. What do y'all think? We'll start with you, Ty.
Well, I'm going to do what I've done all postseason. I'm going to pick the opposite. I'm going to say Murray State wins, so Arkansas would advance. In reality, I really think Arkansas is going to win this game like 10-5. I think the Bats are going to wake up. I think the team's hacked off. They did not play well on Saturday night. We all know that. We all watched it or we listened to Phil and Bubba. This is a team hitting-wise that has rarely been contained back-to-back games. And I know it's a little scary, a little apprehensive when you go up against a Murray State team that probably doesn't have a guy throwing 99, which you usually have success. It's the lefties and the righties that are more crafty that you've struggled with at postseason at times. But I just think the Bats wake up today. I like Arkansas to win pretty handily against the Racers later on.
I got it 7-2, unit. I got the Hogs winning 7-2. How do you see it going?
I see it somewhat close. I think, Murray State's obviously playing to stay alive just like Arkansas is, but I think Arkansas's bullpen and everything they got going, I think the approach will be good today, and they're going to make Murray State pitch to them. And I've got a 7-4 Arkansas win.
Ooh, I like it. And then I gotta get your thought. Ty said Oklahoma City tonight earlier. What do you got in the NBA Finals Game 5 this evening?
Is it it's at Oklahoma City?
It's at OKC. It's in Paycom, baby.
Man, I know the Pacers have a lot of fight in them, and they know that this is a big game, and so does Oklahoma City. Tonight, I think the Pacers still won.
He's going to do it. He's going to break my
Carlisle.
heart. Matt, if they go back to Indianapolis here in a few days with a 3-2 lead, they won't.
Now, nobody's won back-to-back games in this series, though, Ty.
So that's what's made it good.
Yeah.
This has been like if you're a basketball fan, this has been an entertaining series. I mean, you've got two superstars that play in smaller markets. Obviously, there's the Arkansas connection, and Matt, help me on this. You played with Gennaro, right? I'm not making that up.
No, Gennaro. I was a freshman. I saw Gennaro drop like 38 on when Mo Williams was at Alabama. Those two, I had a front row seat for that. That's when I knew I was like, I'm going to have to go to a different profession. Basketball will not be my call. Yeah.
He was, Matt, if I remember that game, he hit a three-pointer to put y'all up in OT with 10 seconds to go or something?
He couldn't miss that day. There would be practices, Ty, that he'd be at practice and he'd just go 17 of 17 from the three-point. It's like just he played in the league for 10+ years and you can't, at that size, you have to have a superpower. And if that dude was open, you could just mark points on the scoreboard.
And I know that those teams weren't as successful when he was there, but Matt, he doesn't get talked about as enough.
Well, because he was a JUCO guy, right? Didn't he come in? Yeah.
But just on great Razorback shooters, I know there are other names
underrated
that you put up first, but yeah, he's up there.
I've seen him do it. Hey, Ty, enjoy Omaha. I wish you the best out there. Give Phil a kiss for me, and hopefully we'll be talking about a baseball win tomorrow.
Hopefully so. Arkansas game day following halftime for the next 30 minutes, and then we'll pass the headsets over to Phil Elson and Bubba Carpenter, Matt Jones.
Thanks, Christian Johnson, running the board. Great music today. And everybody, we'll see you around.